Hey everybody, welcome back to the Topwater King YouTube channel, and today in this video we are going to be talking about a new way to fish an older bait. This bait has been around for many years. It's one of the staples in bass fishing, and that is the flipping jig. So the flipping jigs that we're going to be talking about today are my two personal favorite flipping jigs, and this is kind of a new way to fish them. This is what the entire point of the video is. It's sort of a new way to fish this old school bait. A lot of people don't think of throwing it around this area. I've never heard of anybody throwing it like this, but I've been catching a lot of fish on it here recently, throwing it like this, and I just figured I would share with you guys how I've been catching them here recently with the flipping jig. Now, the two jigs that I'm going to be talking about are the Bitsy Flip jigs by Strike King. Bitsy Flip or Bitsy Bug, either one works. They're both about the same size, but basically the same profile. This one is, I believe, a quarter. And this one, almost dropped it. This one, I believe, is an eighth. I like the eighth a little bit better because it's smaller and it falls slower. But as far as faster fishing, the heavier jig is a lot faster. It's a lot faster to fish. You can hop it a lot faster and reel it a lot faster and get more bites down in the deeper water fishing this. Now, how I've been fishing it here recently is around shad. Now, a lot of people don't really think of throwing a green pumpkin or a black jig around shad, but here recently what I've been doing is finding where the bass have been pushing shad up from the deep water into the shallow water right up against the bank, and I've basically been just throwing this jig out there and letting it fall slow on a semi-tight line. Then pretty soon I'll pop it up a couple times and let it fall. And what it does is as that jig is falling straight down, the skirt is flowing around, those tails on that double tail grub are just flapping around as it goes down. It offers a quick, easy, fast meal for the bass. Like I said, the colors are a little bit weird compared to what typically people would throw around shad. A lot of people throw something white or something shad colored. I don't really have any shad colored jigs. I mean, I have some white Bitsy Flip jigs, but in my personal opinion, these have been working a lot better than the actual shad pattern baits. So what I have been throwing these with as far as trailers go is a Doc Sewer Company double tail grub. Now this one here is in the just purple color that I've been messing around with here recently. I don't really have a name picked out for it. But this here is a black Bitsy Flip jig in the 1/4 ounce size with nice double tail grub on it. Now typically what I do with my lighter jigs. This is the thing that I've been doing with the lighter jigs, and it's helping me get a few more bites. I don't know if it really matters a whole lot, but I have been doing it quite a bit here recently, is I'm actually cutting off 2 of the first ribs of the double tail grub, making it a bit of a smaller profile. I mean, it's still a pretty decent profile for how small of the jig is. This is an 1/8 ounce size, and I believe this color is called Blue Crawl, if I remember correctly. It's basically green with a little bit of blueness into it. I really like this color. This is what I've been throwing the swim jig in as well. And this double tail grub is just a green pumpkin double tail grub by Doc Sewer Company. The same thing as this right here. This here is the double tail grub that I've been throwing here recently on these baits. Now what I've been doing is cutting off the first 2 little sections right there and putting it on there. But with the faster jig and the heavier jig, I've noticed that when they do eat this jig, as it's falling down because of how fast it's falling, they typically grab it basically all in. Like, they don't just grab the little tails. I've noticed with the slower falling jig that they'll just kind of grab it whenever they can, or however they can, they'll just grab the tails. But when it's faster and it's heavier, it's falling down a lot faster, and it's kind of a reaction strike almost. And this has been working pretty damn well when it comes to catching schooling fish and fish that are blowing up on small bait fish. When the swim baits and fluke style baits, stuff like that, spinner baits, swim jigs, chatterbait, stuff like that does not work, I will switch to that and just casting it out there. Sometimes you can just flip them out there where the fish have been splashing, letting it fall, kind of keep in contact with the line down to the bait. That way you can feel the bite. I've had several fish where I didn't even know they bit, but I felt it in the rod. I never seen my line move or nothing. Sitting there watching my line, never seen it move, but I felt a small tick in my line, hooked a fish, and it'd be a 2.5, 3 pounder. So, hope you guys learned something today in this video. This is a tactic that I don't really hear anybody talking about. I definitely do suggest you try it if you're fishing and the fish are just not wanting to hit whatever you're throwing. It's a unique tactic. It's something that works well around cover, trees, docks, grass even, stuff like that. Any cover that's in the water, this tactic will work well around. So thank you guys for watching. Once again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Bye.